So you guys know we got Dayton on Thursday. They come in with a 9-0 series lead, and it's obviously an opening game for us here at home, which is exciting. The past few years I've been here, we've been on the road, so that's exciting to play at home. First game of the year. Kids are excited to play. Coach Chamberlain's done a great job there. He's a UD alum. He's been there for a long time. They finished the season strong last year. They had won 5 of their last 6 there. And, we're excited to play those guys here Thursday night come 7:30.
What kind of team do they bring in terms of physical skills and attributes?
Offensively, they're a spread team, so they like to run 4 wides. They'll do some 11 personnel stuff, but they like to spread you out. They like to run some zone read stuff, some counters, some speed option. Like throw some slants, like throw the ball vertical. Get the ball in their hand quick with some 3-step stuff. So schematic-wise, they're kind of what you'd classify as a spread team. I would expect them probably to do some up-tempo stuff. That seems to be a trend around college football. They do a little bit of that in the past. So you have to obviously be prepared for that. Defensively, they're basically a 4-man front. They return 8 starters back on defense. I'm sure they feel pretty good about their defense. They had 3 guys voted on the preseason team, linebacker, corner, and a defensive lineman. So they've got a total of 14 starters back. A really good punt return guy that is a guy you got to keep an eye on and make sure you get him tackled to the ground.
Eric, can you just talk about playing on a Thursday for the first time since you've been here?
I like Thursday games because it kind of gives you a little bit of a jump start for the next week. There's not that many games on Thursday. I like it. Hopefully our crowd shows up and we get that home field advantage we always talk about having.
We've talked a lot during the preseason about never beating them. How important is it for you and this team and this program to finally get that win against UD?
Well, I don't think anything's ever given to you. You have to go out and earn it. And as it stands right now, they lead the series 9-0. We're just excited to go out and play somebody right now, regardless of who it is. We're kind of tired of each other. The players are tired of us. They're tired of hitting each other. But it's a unique opportunity in the fact that a lot of past football alumni have made it a point to say something to me about Dayton, and that continues to reemphasize to me that every game's important, but this one's really in particular important for some of the people that have come before us, which obviously is important to this program.
Can you contrast playing, at Dayton and a Morehead State as opposed to maybe a Pitt or a Michigan State to start the season?
I think it's all about how you prepare. We learned some lessons that I've talked about before with you guys. Is it's one game at a time. Regardless of who we play, it's another opponent, and at the end of the year, it's going to be part of your resume. And they're in an automatic bid league for the playoffs, so that means that a winner of their conference is going to get an automatic bid. And when those committees are sitting down making decisions, all those things will play a factor, as opposed to maybe playing a Division II team or someone like that. But our kids are excited to play, and they know how important this game is, and they know the reasons why.
Himes, is that anybody who else won't be playing or is definitely on?
DeMont Himes is only the one that's for sure, and that's more probably precautionary than anything because of the length of season. So I expect him to be back and moving around, doing stuff here, fairly quickly. But that's really the only guy.
What in your mind has been the biggest improvement you've seen in your preseason drills?
Team chemistry. This team has come together. It's been a process. We've tried to do a bunch of different things, whether it's completely changing the locker room, giving players opportunities to stand up and talk in front of their teammates about some of our fundamentals for success, talking about who are some of the difference makers in their life, why Youngstown State's football is important to them. And I think when you get people there, you know, you got 95 guys in a room, and you got a guy up there opening up about what football means to him and why he's there, and you learn a little bit about the difficulties he's had to get to where he is. I think sometimes you might have a little better understanding that you didn't have it as bad as you thought you did, or you ought to be thankful for having great parents or grateful for having a dad at home. You know, that's a common thing these days. Is a lot of these kids don't have a male figure at home.
What's been the biggest surprise, if any, in preseason?
You know, I think probably the depth we have at running back has been a pleasant surprise. You know, I knew that Martin Ruiz was a good football player, but you know, I think he has a chance to be really special. Jody Webb, you know, he still has some rust from having a year off. He has a chance to be a really good football player. And then you throw in Damon Himes, who, when he's healthy, he's obviously outstanding. Bellamy is back to more of what I expect from him. And Torian Pace is a big athletic guy that'll pound you. So that depth there has been a pleasant surprise. And I think on defense, our team chemistry, or our chemistry on the defensive line. You know, there's a lot of youth there, there's a lot of inexperience there, but it's a much tighter bond, you know. And I sense that. I can really get a good feel for that. So those are probably the two things that stand out to me. And probably, I say if you throw a third thing in there, would be is how we've gelled as a coaching staff. You know, you got 4 new guys. You know, you don't always know how that's going to go, and that's been a really positive thing for Youngstown State football.
Eric, now that camp is over, you got one more day of a hard practice today. What not so much pertaining to Dayton, but the season, what's your biggest concern, if any?
You know, right now I really don't have any concerns. You know, I'm always concerned about staying healthy. I mean, it's just when you only have, you know, 63 scholarships and you play the amount of games we do and the conference we play in, you got to find ways to stay healthy, and you have to do your part as a coach where you have to walk a line. You know, where you're not taking it too easy on them and you become soft. You got to keep an edge to you and stay a physical football team. At the same point, don't beat your guys up so they can play well on Saturday. But you know, I don't have any concerns right now. You know, I feel really good about where we are.
I mean, 12 games too. I mean, that's something new for you, correct? Since you've been here, I mean.
Since I've been here, yes.
I mean, you know,
I'm used to playing 12.
Well, but what I'm saying, do you take that into? I mean, just another game?
It's not going to have any bearing as far as what we do on offense, defense, You know, I had a guy ask me today about player rotation and stuff. That won't be an issue. You know, we're in pretty good physical shape, and I think we're ready to go.
How important is it to set the tone with a solid performance week 1?
Oh, I think it's huge. You know, we want to come out of the box firing. You know, and play well. Eliminate the silly penalties that you see before and after the whistle in opening games. You know, the silly little mistakes that you see a lot of times creep up on special teams because they just do. It seems like in those first games. You know, those are the kind of things we want to eliminate. And, you know, we keep track of missed tackles. We've tackled a lot, though, you know. So I feel pretty good about our tackling, but those are the things that usually creep up in the first games are, you know, turnovers, penalties before and after the whistle, and, you know, those kind of things are the ones that, you know, will drive you crazy, and that's where you want to see that improvement between 1 and 2.
Coach, how do you think a team like Dayton stacks up to the teams you face in your conference, like Northern Iowa or Southern Illinois?
You know, it's. I mean, I don't think you can necessarily compare any team to another team because, you know, it's been proven over and over again on any day any team can beat anybody. You know, you see it all the time. That's why there's upsets in college football, and if the team you're coaching is not ready to play, you know, you're fixing to get beat, and that's what happens. But I mean, they're good. They won 5 of their last 6. They got a lot of guys coming back. They got a coach that's won a bunch of football games there. They have a strong tradition. I'm sure they want to keep their streak going to make it 10-0. So they're going to come in here ripping and roaring, ready to play. You know, and you know, this is Stambaugh Stadium is an exciting place to play. You know, we have good crowds here. We have a good atmosphere. It'll be Thursday night game. The lights will be on. It's pretty hard not to get excited to play Youngstown State on a Thursday night, 7:30.